Wednesday.
Yes.
Here in the Makers Learn Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all.
So good to be here, honestly.
Day 3 of the week.
I was like, day 3 of what are you about to say? Day 3 of the week.
Day 3 of our week. It is killing it. We are so excited to be here.
Did everyone else think it was Wednesday yesterday? Because I went home and thought it was Wednesday. Trey thought it was Wednesday, and you also said that.
Yeah. We are just making the best out of what we got. You know what I'm saying? Who else is like, it's summertime, like we gotta toot and scoot, like come on. Super fun. We have had such a great day so far today.
Yeah, very productive.
Very productive. So much stuff going on this week.
I know.
I'm back. I was on a little trip to Florida while the sharks were just snapping away.
Yeah, what the heck?
Crazy. We were in the water in 30A as it was about to happen. So
That's
I mean,
crazy.
like a mile away, if you all are not aware, there were some shark attacks.
Like 3 in a row.
Yeah,
It was
like in
awful.
the same few hours. So it's insane.
Yeah.
Happy to be home, blessed. And
Yes.
thankful.
Glad
My
you were
babies
safe.
were literally in the ocean with us. It was the best day in the water. That's what I keep telling my friends. I'm like, y'all, it was the best day.
Yeah.
So getting really warm, I think, which is part of it. So anyway, what have I missed? What have you all been up to?
You know, we've just been crafting our little hearts out. The Canva course launched while you were away. Everybody has been going off about
homework.
Canva. Yes, we've been getting homework submissions,
Y'all.
which is amazing.
So good.
And lots of really good feedback. You all are loving it. And listen, we love some good feedback, but we also love constructive criticism. So do not be scared to tell us things that you may want to see changed or things that you just absolutely love and want to see more of. We'd like to hear all of that because we want you all getting the best from us, and we serve you.
So good.
So
good. So
yes.
we love it. Love it.
Very exciting.
Jerry, Lorraine. I was in the Panhandle, so between Destin and Panama City, Florida. So fun, so good. Hey, Christy. Hey, Lindsay. Kathy, Michelle, Sherry. So good to see you guys here today. What are we doing?
Well, today we're going to be making some faux wood signs, which kind of goes against my craft morale, because y'all know I'm a wood girly. I love wood. But this is incredible because different reasons.
Yeah.
It's super cheap.
Okay.
Y'all know basswood. If you've ever worked with Cricut, worked with basswood, one, it takes
forever.
Takes forever.
Anytime I try to leave it and I come back to it, and it's like
still
that one kid that you're like, come on, it snaps,
it takes forever.
Yeah.
Lots of passes, different blades.
Very expensive.
So we're going to be working with foam today and deep point blades. So
I love the deep point blade. I think it's like the most underrated Cricut blade.
I agree. It's like the dark horse of Cricut blades.
Yeah.
Because you can use the same fine point housing and you can just get a deep point blade and pop it in. And you don't need an adaptive tool or anything like that. So we're going to be showing you guys how to do that today, creating a really cool checkered background that you all can learn how to incorporate. So lots of fun techniques today.
Love it.
I'm very excited.
Love it.
Yes.
It's going to be so fun.
Yes.
We have a promotion. If you are not already a yearly member, you can join today using the coupon code FLASH30. So at checkout for that year membership where you save the most, you pay the least but get the most, go ahead and use that coupon code FLASH30 to save $30. You can always join monthly for $27. You can get started for $1 for a trial. We have all the things here. We want to help serve you, master your Cricut, craft more like never before, and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
You ready to dive in?
Let's do it. Let's get right into it. So this is this is like a lengthy craft. So we've kind of done a lot of good prep for you guys, but very simple, honestly. And we kind of had some struggles cutting foam, and we'll kind of get it more into that, but we have done all the troubleshooting for you. Okay. We just figured it out. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. We figured it out like an hour ago. Okay.
So good.
And the reason we figured out a way to do it, but I felt like it could be better. And then we figured it out right last minute. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm going to show you guys our secrets. So if you have never cut foam, you're really going to enjoy this. If you've never painted a wood sign, this is a great beginner project for painting. And this is what we're going to be creating. So I'll hold it right here and then I'll put it overhead. It says bros only. Yes. You can change this to whatever your heart desires. This is made from foam. This is foam. Okay, this is not wood. It's soft, it's nice. You don't have to use an adaptive tool, which not all machines have adaptive tools, but every machine can use a deep cut blade. Okay, so we're gonna be using that. The deep cut blade is at a steeper angle. So 65 degrees, Lauren's sitting back here. 65 degrees, 60 degrees, sorry. 60 is the deep point blade. We have our housing. Let me just show you guys. This is what the deep point blade looks like. So it comes in a black housing if you buy it like from Cricut, but you can get deep point blades off of Amazon and put them in your fine point blade housing.
Is that not a hack of all hacks?
It
like, come on.
truly is. It truly is. Just don't forget to switch them out after you're done. But we keep ours in the black one so we don't accidentally do that. But they are exactly the same housing. So that's pretty nice to know. And then you're just gonna need a few supplies. So we got this sign from Hobby Lobby and
We need to,
am I zoomed in?
yeah, a little bit.
Love
Oh,
it.
that's way too far out.
Zoom in just a little bit more.
A little bit more. Right there.
Beautiful.
Beauty. Okay, so this is a sign from Hobby Lobby, $12.99. This is like
That's a value.
Yeah, and you can get this. That's not 50% off. So you get this
Yeah.
sign for like $6 or $7. This is why I love wood signs. That's why I'm so into sign making, because like these are huge blanks and you can do whatever you want on them for so cheap.
Yeah.
So this is like an MDF sign, not something that's gonna go outside. This is gonna be cute in like a nursery or a kid's room. I'm gonna put this pink one in Ruby's room on her little gallery wall I've been putting together. But we have pre-painted this, so we're gonna be I'm gonna walk you through the entire step-by-step on how to do this checkered pattern. There are right and wrong ways to do it, okay? You can't just go in and start taping. There are different checkered techniques. Like sometimes if you tape it wrong, you're gonna get more of like a gingham, or it's just not gonna line up right. So I'm gonna give you my tips on that. You're gonna need some flat, matte, or chalk paint. It's gonna be your best bet. This is just cotton candy acrylic paint. It's got a flat finish, but it doesn't specify on here. And I'm gonna be using this chalk and mineral paint in white. This is from StarCraft. This is our favorite paint, period. This is our favorite. Okay, I'll say my favorite paint, period.
Which
Lauren
one? Which is
agrees
your
with that.
favorite?
The chalk and mineral, StarCraft chalk and mineral.
I am a multi-surface person.
Like what brand? Okay, Deco Art multi-surface.
Love that. I used to work for them, so I think that's why I'm partial.
Yeah.
Folk Art also has a great
Okay.
multi-purpose. Did you know, this is what you learn when you work for paint companies years and years ago,
Yeah.
that the generic, like when you think about brands that like, there's like the Great Value brand,
Yes.
and then there's like the Real Deal brand,
Yeah.
and they always say they're manufactured at the same place. So true.
Yeah.
So true.
It is.
So like back in the day, I don't know who has the contract now, but like Deco Art made the Michaels craft brand.
Oh,
line.
okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the Michaels was the value brand.
Yes,
That
it's
was like
just
the cheap
value,
brand.
cheaper
Yeah.
brand. And I use both, and I could definitely tell there was a quality difference, but
Mm-hmm.
it's funny to think they were made in the same place. So
Right.
anyway, I like the StarCraft paint, but it is always,
It's a little pricier.
it's pricier. You get a lot more.
Listen, I'll just say this. If you get into sign making, I have made hundreds of signs, and I've used all the different kinds of brands of paint from Hobby Lobby, like all of them. Okay, I've tried them all. My favorite ones that I get are just flat matte. It doesn't really, the name brand doesn't matter that much to me. The fact that it's flat, matte, or chalk is gonna be your best bet when you're working with stencils or you're taping designs off or things like that, because anything that has a latex base in it is gonna stretch when you pull off the stencil or pull off the tape. And so that's why I always swear by chalk paint.
Yes.
And this chalk paint just has such a good coverage. But y'all, just use whatever you got. You can use latex-based paints. When I say latex-based, I mean like glossy paints or satin. I personally prefer a matte finish, and I don't like my paint to peel up when I remove my
Right.
stencil and stuff. So that's why I'm saying work with chalk paint. So if you've got a flat or a matte option and you're working with stencils and tape, that's what you're gonna wanna go for. You're gonna get the cleanest The cleanest design, I promise. I've done this like so many times. If I don't know anything, it's that, okay? That's one thing I can tell you guys, it's that.
So good.
I've got a weeding tool. We've got some painter's tape. Now your painter's tape needs to be as thick as you want your squares. So this is, I think this is 2-inch wide. Here, I've got a ruler. Let's just measure it. I'm pretty sure it's 2 inches, but just to be safe, this is actually 1.5 inches. So I like this size square, but you could do like a bigger square if you wanted to. You really want to gauge it depending on how big your sign is. This is a good standard size. And then I've got some foam. And let's just talk about this while we're here. I pre-cut some of these because I thought it was going to take us forever, but y'all, I'm going to teach you something today. I'm really excited. So these are the same brand of foam, okay? The brand is Silly Winks. You can buy it at Hobby Lobby. But for some reason, I can't explain to you guys why, they must be different thicknesses or something, because I cut this sign right here. I don't know, took me like 15 passes. Okay, 15 passes. You're not hearing wrong. It took me 15 passes, which would be this one, this non-sticky backed foam. This took me 15 passes.
Is that not crazy?
Yeah. And then today, we only had black with the sticky back. And I was like, oh, shoot, I don't want to use that. Like, I don't want to use sticky back. Well, I was like, that's all I have because I want to use black. Y'all, this cut like butter on one pass with the same cut settings. I was like, what's happening?
What is happening?
And not only
Alicia?
that, but Lauren and Courtney spent a whole day trying to cut foam. Mary Catherine spent a whole day trying to cut it. I spent a good few hours trying to cut it, and that's what I ended up coming up with over here. But it took me forever. Y'all, I pre-cut some of the shapes out for today, and it took me like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And that's because I was like moving it around on the mat and stuff. So you're gonna wanna get Silly Wink sticky back foam, okay? You can do it with the other foam. If you got the other foam, because now we have a huge stack of the other foam, I'm gonna have to find some kind of craft to use for that, maybe like flowers or something, I don't know. But the Silly Winks sticky backed is gonna be your best bet, okay? I'm also using a light grip mat, but it's a brand new light grip mat, so I would suggest using something standard grip or a new mat. So you want it to be sticky because you don't want it to be moving because it is deep and the deep point blade is gonna be cutting into it pretty heavily. I've got a heat gun here. You can use, we usually use our Wagner, but I grabbed our Scorch Marker heat gun today. And then I've got a measuring tape. I have a brayer. I've got water, paintbrush, things you would need for painting, and that is it, okay?
So good. And Lauren, will you check my audio levels? Okay, perfect. I don't know if I did something wrong. I dropped my mic a minute ago, and I had to like pick it up, so I just want to make sure it's working well. So yeah.
Lindsay says maybe it's a different density, talking about the foam. That's very possible.
That's true.
So before we get started, I want to talk about painting this checkerboard. So we're kind of doing 2 crafts in one. We're going to have a checkerboard sign. We're going to have how to cut the foam, like 2 separate projects. So we're going to start with the backer because it needs to be really dry before we go on and start applying our decals and stuff. So let's just pull this over. Okay. Now, the biggest thing when we're working on signs is making sure everything is centered. So what I always say is to start from the center and work your way out. Don't start over here. Don't start over here. You need to measure your sign. So let's go ahead. We're just going to go ahead and measure our sign. And I'm not measuring with the frame. I'm going to measure the inside of our sign here. So this is, 17.5. What a number. So,
love it.
Lauren, what's half of 17.5?
Do I need to pull out the calculator?
9.
So
8.5.
8.5 would be 8 and
A quarter.
8 and a quarter.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is come over here.
8 and 3/4.
Yes, okay, yeah, because that's almost right in the middle of our sign. So you need to take a pen or a marker. Pencil really would be best. I'm not gonna mark this, but you would take a marker and mark 8 3/4. Okay, that is your dead middle right here, okay? Go ahead, come up here, mark it off. All right, you're gonna do the same thing over here. You're gonna measure this side, and this one comes to 11 1/4. So half of that would be 5.5,
Yeah.
5 3/4, 5 3/4.
I'm not listening to you.
Okay.
You've got this, Alicia.
5 3/4. Y'all, I hate numbers. I do. I do.
I feel like you're such a numbers part. Like, I feel like you're good at this.
No, I mean, I know what to do. I just don't like the numbers. So you're going to mark your middle areas on every single side, okay? And we're going to start, I'm going to start on my vertical pieces. So I'm going to tape a piece of tape from the bottom, from my middle mark up to the middle. And I'm just going to show you guys how to start this because this one has already been painted, but let's act as if it hasn't, okay? Just because I want to give you guys an idea. If this was a completely blank sign, this is what you would be doing, okay? So we're just going to line this up right here in the middle. And it takes a couple tries to get it perfectly straight. But listen, these pieces of tape are our guidelines for our square, so they will not be crispy lines if they're not laying flat and if they're not straight. So, and this tape is really good for, like, you can take it up and put it back down and it still stays sticky. So you're just gonna do that all the way across, okay? And then you're gonna come up onto the other side and you're gonna rinse and repeat. You're gonna start laying tape all the way down,
Yes.
okay? And all of these little holes are gonna be left and you're gonna paint those, okay? You're gonna start with your base color, which is white. You're gonna dry it and then you're gonna paint the pink.
So good.
And then we're gonna remove the tape. Save your tape. You can save your tape and reuse it. So now, since we painted our first layer, I'm gonna show you actually how to do it. So if you're going onto your second coat of pink, so we're going into our like second square. So all of our squares need to be living like here, okay? So what you're gonna need to do is, first of all, make sure your paint is completely dry, okay? You cannot be putting tape on top of wet paint. It's gonna peel your paint up, it's gonna look awful. And right now this is super clean. Y'all, this has been curing for like 2 weeks.
Yes.
So it's like really, really dry.
Yeah.
Hit it with the heat gun, make sure it's completely dry, rub your hand over it, make sure there's no paint hitting the light. If it's shiny still, it's probably wet unless you're using a super glossy paint. But if you're taking my advice, you're not doing that. Okay, for the second pinks, you're going to take your tape and we're gonna be taping over the already existing squares, okay? So we're just going to line this up. And we're gonna go all the way down. Cover, it should cover your, sorry, my big old bun.
I will say sometimes setting these up, like to do this part of the project, is the hardest part.
It's the most time
Yeah, it's
consuming.
the most time consuming of the project.
Yeah.
But it's well worth it. Well worth it.
Yeah, I agree. And it's nice because we already have the first layer done. So, and we just want to make sure these are lined up as close as possible, okay? There may be minor imperfections, but y'all, we are not machines. We are artists and crafters. Okay. And I'm gonna cover all of these vertical pieces first and then go in and do the horizontal pieces just to...
This reminds me a lot of probably, gosh, many years ago. I thought it would be so fun to teach how to do
basket weaving?
No, I have tried that before with
Me too.
paper, but no, it was gosh, and it's just, what is it that you would do at Christmas? The red and the white.
Decorate your Christmas tree.
No, the pattern. It's a pattern with
Plaid?
Yeah, I wanted
Yeah.
to teach the plaid painting.
Yeah.
And it's actually like coming up with how to lay the painter's tape and then peel it back, and like it was more work than I thought.
It is.
Okay.
It's
so
kind
what
of a
I ended up
process.
doing, which if you ever want to paint it, don't do that. I came out with a cut vinyl where you can cut the heat transfer vinyl or the vinyl, and you just put
In the
that
shape
plaid.
of like
Yeah, in the
plaid?
plaid, yeah, and it works 20 times better.
Wow, that's
without
awesome.
Any hassle.
Yeah, I used to, so if you guys didn't know, I used to do like paint classes. I did canvas classes for years and then I did wood classes. So we did these wooden bunnies, and I bet I did hundreds of these wooden bunnies. I didn't do them. I taught people how to do them, and they were gingham.
Yeah.
So like you and everybody had to go in and tape everything off, and it was always, that was all it was. It was a gingham bunny, and then we made really pretty fluffy bows, and that was the whole class. So that tells you how long it takes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna tape this off. We are getting somewhere now. I'm glad that we did these before. Okie dokie. It's giving like the snake off Beetlejuice. Yeah. Did you guys know there's a Beetlejuice 2 coming out? Did we talk about this already? And I was talking about how excited I am. I'm gonna be one of the nerds that shows up like dressed up for the movie premiere because I love it that much. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies ever.
So funny. So good. My children are on a Shrek kick right now.
We're watching Shrek now.
So is Kendall. Everybody's watching Shrek and Leona. That's so funny.
That is
We're just
so
watching it over
funny.
and over.
Is that like a summer movie?
It must be a summer movie. So good. Miss P, if you have paid for the class and you need to know where to go, number one, you can sign into your account and find it under courses, or you can email customer care for a direct link, or check your email. We've emailed you.
I'll say these horizontal ones are much easier, y'all.
Yeah.
After you get the ones going up and down, it's much easier.
So good. So good.
Yes. So does anyone have questions so far about the process that I've been showing you?
So any tips on keeping the tape straight since ours will be blank?
So you can measure and lay the tape and then sit your sign up and use a level. Like put the level against the sign where your tape is and see if it's level or not.
Okay.
That would be for that first piece. And I think if you get your first piece level, like you're gonna be good. If you get your first piece level here, and then what you can do, lay that tape, lay another piece of tape beside it, and then lay the third piece. That way this is giving you the perfect gap in between the pieces. You know what I'm saying? That would give you enough space. That way you know, and everything is spaced exactly even.
Perfect.
Okay, now we've got all of our tape down. I'm just gonna peel all these pieces back. Make sure everything is down really good. If you wanna take a burnishing tool or like a brayer and just kind of go over, you don't want any bubbles because we want these lines to be super crispy.
Yeah.
What you can do next, we're gonna take a very, very light layer of white and go over everything and then dry it, and then we're gonna add our pink. So this, what I'm doing here is gonna prevent any bleeding of the pink underneath our stencil. So we want these lines to be crisp and professional. Be super careful on your frame. Don't be messy like me. Look at me already making a dang mess. So really, we just want to concentrate this white around the edges of the paint.
Yes.
Because we don't want that pink seeping under the paint. And it's not a lot, you guys. I'm just taking a little bit, very thin coat.
Listen, I was teaching on a new hack video coming up, some of my stencil techniques. I forgot how much I love stenciling yesterday. Like, I had so much fun.
I love stenciling.
Good.
It's just satisfying, you know?
It really, really is.
So y'all can see I'm really, like, I'm getting the paint in here and then wiping off most of the excess.
So fun.
So you really do not need a whole lot. And we're only painting in the white square areas too.
Yep.
So you're not painting the whole thing.
And if we have any friends here that are not a Makers Gonna Learn member, let us know. We'd love to welcome you. If this is your first time watching a live craft class with us, let us know. When you join the membership, you get access to all of our files and fonts, and we only work with our art. So not only do you get the community, the master classes, the art files, everything like that, you get access to Master Your Cricut Challenge and all the art that we use to recreate these same projects. So we have a special promotion, $30 off that year membership today if you join using the coupon code FLASH30. So we link that down.
I hope that I didn't cut you off turning the heat gun on.
I love this heat gun.
This is a good one. Now don't hold it too close. These heat guns get like really hot. I'll also say if you all are using a glossy or a like satiny latex based paint, that when you heat this up, it makes the paint really gummy. And so whenever you remove this tape, it like stretches the paint out. And that's what I was talking about earlier. With the chalk paint, you can see it drying as I'm going over it. Don't sit in one place for too long with this thing. That only took me like a minute to put that base coat down, and I swear it makes all the difference, you guys.
Yeah, I love the heat gun. I could make a whole video on why if you had to make a video with the 5 tools, but not like Cricut machine tools, but like crafting, I would say a hot glue gun, a staple gun, a heat gun.
Okay.
Those are like my top 3, like, I could take over the world. I could reupholster stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I could,
That's
you know,
true.
just speed craft. Like, it's so fun.
I don't know. If you guys could pick 3 craft tools, just like if you were on stranded on an island, you could take 3 craft tools.
Those 3 tools, I
be?
can take over the world, no doubt. Absolutely.
I haven't thought about a staple gun, but that's actually a good.
When I discovered the staple gun in my craft career, it really elevated the game. I felt like I could reupholster.
It's like the gateway drug for power tools, honestly.
Yes,
a staple
it really
gun.
Is. It really is.
Okay, now this is dry, so we're gonna go in with our pink. And like before, we're just painting the white squares. I'm gonna do all of these ones in the middle and then go on my edges because I'm gonna slow down to do my edges.
Yeah.
So I don't mess it up. Guess you could technically tape those off if you wanted to. But I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I think I can do it on my own.
Yes.
And you can do 1 or 2 coats on these. Just make sure you're drying in between coats. If you try to go over paint and it's not completely dry, it just it will pull up the paint. It doesn't look as good.
So Lindsay says, so you're just cleaning up the pink edges right now?
Yes. So I am, well, no, I'm cleaning up. I'm making sure that the edges of the pink are clean.
Right.
Like whenever we pull this tape off, y'all are gonna see, they're gonna be crispy clean. Crispy clean. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and do our edges, and I'm just gonna be super careful. This chalk paint kind of comes off pretty easily, so I may get some on my frame, but I can clean it up later on because it'll just scratch right off. So I'm kind of getting as close as I can to that edge. And you know, this sign is a labor of love, but in a good way because it's a pretty substantially sized sign. And I feel like this would be such a cute gift for somebody. I don't know, it just looks very professional in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks so elegant, so good, things like that.
It looks like I bought it at Hobby Lobby. I mean, I did buy the sign at Hobby Lobby, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's profesh.
Yeah, I love this color. I mean, taking a Hobby Lobby sign and doing something like this is just so much fun. Look at that. Look at it.
Is it looking crazy overhead?
It actually is really like, people are probably like, what is she doing? Like, I don't know. I look at it. I mean, obviously I know what you're doing, but like I look at it, I'm like, wait, what's happening? What are we doing? And then it's go that bang. It's going to all come together. So that's what happens.
Okay, so I'm just working. I'm getting paint on these edges, y'all, but it's okay. I'm gonna fix it. We'll clean it up.
Let us know what questions you guys have. We are enjoying the new Canva course. Y'all, July is going to be here before you know it. And we are going to be, #1, celebrating the Amazon sales. We're really hoping that the promotions this year are like wow-worthy.
I hope so.
We're really hoping. And we also are wanting to make sure, you guys know we're doing Christmas in July. So we're going to be doing so many Christmas projects. You're going to not want to miss out. It is incredible.
So many.
so
A light
good.
brown tan with pink would be pretty. Oh yes, I would love that. Okay, now you don't have to dry it. You can just go on, like you don't have to hit this with the heat gun if you don't want to, but you have to be a little bit more careful when you're peeling the tape off if you do it while it's still wet, because obviously like it could accidentally lay it back down on the sign and things like that. So I'm just gonna hit it with the heat gun for a second and then we're gonna peel it off. It doesn't have to be completely dry. Y'all ever be making a project and you're like, that's not gonna work? Like you've even you're trying to trust your own process.
Right.
That's what I'm doing right now.
You're trusting it. You got
Internally freaking out.
Crazy.
I've done
crazy,
this a
crazy.
million though. It's okay.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay. You guys ready? You know what? Let's do the horizontal pieces first. We're gonna pull all these off. Look. Ooh, she's crispy.
Ooh. Crispy, crispy, crispy.
Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme.
Love it, love it, love it.
Oh my gosh, this is the most satisfying part. Okay. Now the vertical pieces. This is where the magic happens. Look at it. Now I'll say my edges. I gotta clean up my edges, but it's okay. Like the middle is looking bomb.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. I love it.
Love it.
So good. Deb says, I always thought trying to dry paint with a heat gun would only make it sticky and warm. Didn't know it actually dry. Oh, Deb, once you start drawing it with the heat gun, you'll
never go
have
back.
unlocked a new level. See, this is what I'm saying. Now it looks so good.
Yeah, it truly does. Here, I'll show you guys from far away.
Yay.
Look how cute.
So fun. So fun.
What the F? The white, first layer was white to prevent bleeding. Now, I do this technique on like real wood signs where there's a lot more wood grain. With a sign like this, you're not gonna have as many issues with bleeding under the stencil or the tape, but it's almost like habit to me now. So I always put, if you lay a stencil down or lay tape down to like mask something, put the base color on top of the stencil. So if you painted your base red and you're going with a black design, you're gonna paint your base red, put the stencil or the decal on, paint it red again on top of it, and then paint it black, and then remove the decal.
Yes.
Okay, that's my order of events in my brain. I'm gonna have to clean up the edges, but you guys get the gist of how to paint the squares. Hopefully, if you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat.
Yes. Pop
Thank
it in
you,
the chat,
Lindsay.
watch it again. As you're doing yours, just repeat each step along the way with Alicia. It'll be very helpful to trying to remember every step of the way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so first part of the project done, and it's only 2:05.
Woohoo!
Holla. If you are like, oh my gosh, I'm so confused, please go back and watch it. This video is gonna live on the channel, so you can go back, rewatch it, hit pause if you need to, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you're new here, I just want to let you all know, be sure to let us know. We'd love to welcome any first-time guest. If you haven't been around in a while, we'd love to welcome you. That's so fun.
Welcome back.
So good to see our friends of the channel as well.
Absolutely. Okay, I cut these before we came on because I was worried it was going to be taking all day to cut everything. But y'all, this Silly Winks adhesive-backed foam is what you're going to want to get for this sign, okay? Make sure it's the adhesive back. There's a difference. So these ones have adhesive on the back, which is even more helpful for us because before we didn't have that. And so now it's going to be really nice because it's already got sticky back. We were going to have to glue it, and now we don't have to do that. So I cut out our smiley face and I cut out both layers of the girls, but let's get into design space and I'm going to show you how to set all this up and tell you how many you need to cut of everything and all that.
Yes.
So let's go to Cricut design space. We're going to go back and somebody's been designing in Canva or in Cricut. Okay, so let's go find our old project and I'll show you guys how to set this up. So this is what you're gonna end up working with. And we need to go get a font. So we're gonna be using a Maker's Gonna Learn font. And if you are new here, we always use our fonts and files because we have so many good ones. Like, why would I go anywhere else?
Right, exactly.
So we're gonna go to our website. So it's makersgonnalearn.com, and we're gonna go to fonts. So once you become a member, once you log in, you're gonna get total access to all of these. That includes, like if you're getting the discounted rate today, you're gonna get just as much access as everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come up here to fonts, and we're using a font called Premiere today. Everything's linked below. Deb, it doesn't have to be Silly Winks, but I would try what you have, but the Silly Winks adhesive back is the cleanest cut I've gotten so far. This is the font we're using, but feel free to use whatever font your heart desires. I'm going to download this. It's gonna pop into a zip folder. We're gonna open that up, double click it, and hit install font. Okay, let's go back to Cricut. I'm gonna say what I've done, and we're going to hit view and reload. Now, if you've never uploaded a font to Cricut and you're like, that was way too fast for me, whenever you join our membership, we have the 30 days to master your Cricut, and we break that down super slow for you guys. Everything I'm doing today, all these techniques and things like that inside of the membership is broken down into bite-sized pieces. So you're not gonna have to, we're not gonna be speeding through it like that. You know?
Yep.
It's broken down. So we've got our font, and we need to get our smiley face. Let's see here. So we're gonna go cut files. And I've already got it, but I just wanna show you guys where it's at. Smiley. And honestly, if y'all wanted to use like a groovy flower, would be cute here.
I mean, there's a lot. Let's
have
talk about
options.
let's talk about, I mean, you're cutting something, Alicia, pretty detailed.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like it has to be super chunky and like not detailed. Like, you just want to be careful. I will say you're cutting it pretty large.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like, if you want to do complex, just go larger.
Big. Yeah.
Go big. Yeah.
And but still not super complex either.
Right.
You know, you can test it out, whatever you feel comfortable with, but I think going with a clean cut font is going to be your best bet. And we're using lots of basic shapes. So like the smiley face is just a circle. The lightning bolts are a little bit more intricate, but that's pretty much as intricate as it's going to get. So I've downloaded the image to my computer, but to get it into Cricut Design Space, I'm going to need to upload my image, go to my Finder or my File Explorer, and we're going to be pulling in the SVG. So the SVG is the cut image, S for scissors, and we're gonna hit continue and upload. Beautiful. Let me zoom out real quick here. Okay, so before I start plugging in all of my design elements, I need to create a square that is the size of my blank, which we just measured, and I've already forgotten. It was 18.25 by 11.5-ish.
Love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go shapes, square, and then up here you're gonna unlock it. Our width's gonna be 18.25 by 11.5. And this is our blank. I'm gonna change it to white just so I can see what's going on. And then we have our smiley face. If he's in the back, just go to arrange and bring to front.
Love it.
We'll sit that there. And now we can get a text box and add in our text, okay? So this is the part where you can start getting creative, start coming up with whatever you want. I'm gonna do girls only, and we're gonna change the font to that Premiere. So all your downloaded fonts are gonna live in System. I'm gonna select that, and it's gonna come in really spaced out. So here in just a second, I'm gonna show you all how you can bring them together. So girls only, chicks only would be cute, you know, whatever you want. Or girls rule would be cute. Okay, so I need these letters to be much closer, okay? So there's two ways that you could do it. Initially, I'm gonna say letter spacing up here. With the text box selected that you wanna bring closer, you can come up here to letter space, and we're gonna hit the down arrow, and it's gonna pinch these letters together. So you can pinch them as close together as you want without overlapping. It kind of starts to look crazy if you overlap. And then We could technically, see this is negative 1.8. We could come over here and put the same spacing, but I want to show you all what that would look like. So only has less letters. And so when we put the same spacing in between, it makes it smaller than girls. And since they're mirroring one another, I don't like that. So what I like to do is take only and put it over girls. And I'm gonna minimize the letter spacing until it reaches the edge of girls. So they're the same width, even though their spacing's different. I think it looks more symmetrical that way. So you can see it looks more like it mirrors each other, even though girls has one extra letter. So that's how I would do it.
Love it.
And then you can shrink this down like a hair. I feel like it was just a little bit too big. And yeah, that's
So
how
fun.
you would lay it out. That's pretty much it.
So good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hide. Let's just delete that. This one is actually the size of the girls that I pre-cut out. So we've already cut out the girls. So I'm just gonna delete that. And then the smiley face, it's 2 different colors. So this beige layer, and I can change these colors to match what I'm actually doing.
So can you confirm with Lindsay, the sticky back foam is what we're using. We've tested it and it's our favorite.
Yes, it is. And honestly, I may need to update the links because I literally figured it out like an hour before the live, you guys.
Yeah.
So we will update it to the sticky back, or just make sure when you get over to wherever it's linked to, like Amazon or whatever, just look for the sticky backed. Okay. So smiley face. If you don't want to be confused, you can change the colors of the smiley face so everything cuts out on the same mat. So I'm cutting the lightning bolts, the outline of the smiley face, the actual smile, and the words in black. So what I did, you'll see the smiley face is opened up in layers like this. There's a little arrow. You can push that, and underneath it is all of the options. So I'm gonna change everything to the actual color I'm gonna be cutting it out of. So this basic circle is gonna be cut out of white. And then the outline, I'm gonna hold the shift key down and select the smiley, the lightning bolts, and then we're gonna change that to black. And I'm gonna change my only to black as well. Let's delete this only. Bring this to the front. So it comes in by default as like a charcoal gray. I do this all the time. I'm like, oh, it's the same color, and it's not. It's like black and charcoal gray. So make sure you change everything to the same color. It doesn't matter what color, the same, if you want it to cut out from the same piece of material. So we need to just hide our square because we don't need that. The only things we need to be cutting, actually technically, is this white circle, and we need to cut out our only. So I can, since we already cut out this piece right here, we cut out the outline, we cut out the lightning bolts and the smile, we've cut out girls. In Design Space, if I just want to cut out one section of this smiley face, I don't have to cut the whole entire thing, okay? I want this big circle right here only, so I can go in here and hit this little eyeball, and it's gonna hide all the other parts of that image. So now it's just gonna cut the white circle out, okay?
I just realized
What?
you deleted
I know, we had the same realization. Lauren said, you wanna know what I just realized? We had the same realization.
Crazy.
You know what I can do is measure my smiley face I already cut. Let's measure this guy. So it's like 5 and an 1/8.
Love it.
What's that as a decimal? I don't know.
2.5 is a quarter, so half of 2.5 is going to be 1.25.
Love it. And the name of the font.
Cross your fingers, everybody.
Cross your fingers. What's the name of the font? Just give us the-
Premiere.
Premiere. And this is for Makers Gonna Learn. So if you
Yes.
need any fonts, just head over there. It'd be so good.
Okay, I'm going to save my project. Okay, we've done a lot of work. We don't want to mess it up.
Yay, don't lose it.
Don't lose it. Okay, we're cutting on an Explorer 3. I was a little worried this wasn't gonna work on the Explorer, but it works
Right.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, we tested on multiple machines, and this is the machine that like showed up and showed out the best.
Yeah. Maker worked too, but it took me a while.
Right.
Okay, so we've got our white circle. We're gonna start by cutting our black layer. Now, I need 2 of these onlys. So you could duplicate it on the canvas, so you've got 2, because we want 2 layers. Or you can just come up here to project copies and hit 2. It's gonna duplicate this up here, but it's okay. We'll just delete it here in a minute. And then hit apply. We're gonna come back to the black layer, and this is what we need to cut twice, okay? So, get your mat, get your sticky backed foam, and we are gonna put this on here. And I'm gonna use the brayer. I don't like to use a burnishing tool on foam because, let me show you. Maybe it may not
Show us.
It may not show as good as I want it to, but sometimes when you're using the brayer or the burnishing tool, it makes it streaky. Can y'all kind of see that? I just don't like it. So I use the brayer and it sticks just fine. Perfect. I love a brayer. Listen, that's one of my 3 I'm taking on to my deserted island. Is a brayer.
The brayer.
A brayer, a mini easy press.
Oh, a mini easy press.
Some hot glue, I guess.
Hot glue.
Is there electricity? I don't know.
Sure, we have generators.
Oh, okay, cool, perfect. Definitely taking that then.
Love it.
Okay, so then you're gonna go to continue, and it's gonna connect to our machine. Kelly thought you were gonna say in the name of the Father.
Son and the Holy Spirit.
Okay, so when you get to your base materials, this is where the magic is really gonna happen, because you're gonna make your own custom cut setting. If you have never done this before, it's super easy. I just need you guys to pay attention. So come back to me if you have been wandering off doing your own thing. I'm gonna show you all how to create your own custom cut settings in Cricut. You're just gonna go to browse on materials. And if you type in foam, there's an EVA foam right here. There's even a craft foam and a glitter craft foam. We don't need that. We need to go to material settings. And then from here, we're gonna go find that EVA foam. So right here, 145 deep point blade. I'm here to tell you it's not gonna cut through. If your machine cuts through, it's either brand new or touched by Jesus. I don't know. It didn't work for us, okay? We went through like 4 employees trying to get this to work. So I made my own custom cut setting after kind of playing around with stuff. And what I found that worked was 175, a pressure of 175. You don't need multiple passes, deep point blade, period. Okay, so if you want to make your own, you're going to need to scroll down to the bottom. We're going to add a new material, name it whatever you want to remember it. I'm just going to type in EVA foam 2, hit save.
I was just making a video about this hack.
Yes, we love it. And then you can see automatically it goes to 175, so we're going to keep it.
Okay.
This is where you put in how many passes you need. We don't need to change that.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly. And then deep point blade. Okay, and then we're gonna hit save and then done. So let's go down here, hit done, and then you can browse on materials, type it in again. I'd already put this in once, so I made it in all caps. This is the one we just created, so we're gonna use that one and then hit done. Okay, now, before you do anything, it's telling us load your deep point blade, which I have not done yet. So open your clamp, remove any blades that are already in there, make sure you've got the right blade and your black housing, and then we're just gonna load our machine, our mat into our machine.
Yay.
Beautiful. Any questions? Any questions so far? No? Okay, okay.
Love it. Yeah, no, not a lot of questions. People are just having a good old time.
Okay.
So much fun.
I love it.
I'm loving this project. I would love to know in the comments how you will be using this technique. What type of projects do you think that you would use it for? Let us know in the chat box. We'd love to see it. Debbie says, I didn't know you could do that. So fun. Yeah.
I love when we show you guys something that you didn't know you could do at all.
Custom settings, so good.
I am
good.
trying to clean up my edges, you guys, because I was being so messy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I guess I could technically go in here and like...
Totally.
This would be a good thing for those little emery boards.
Yes, we were filming all day yesterday, so we're referencing. I have a new Dollar Tree craft hack video coming out, and it is like on fire. Like, you know, a lot of
Yes.
the time when there's hack videos and they don't really like show you the hack, they just tell you could do it. No.
We did it.
We did it.
We showed
did it. Drawing on bags. I sealed some vinyl with clear nail polish.
And that looked good this morning.
It did!
Because I was like, I don't know about that.
I used a lint roller as transfer tape after y'all have rolled your eyes at ears for me, saying you can't do it.
I've done that too,
Crazy.
okay? Okay, so before you remove this, I need you guys to check your cut, because if you're using other foam that I haven't suggested, it may not have cut through. If you need to cut it again, all you need to do is hit this play button. It's gonna send it back through and it'll cut it again. Check it again. Because if you're using this regular foam right here without the sticky adhesive back, it may need 10, 12 more passes. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It took me like 14 passes the first time and I was still having to rip it out. So I don't know if it was my machine or what, but today it's working. So anyways, those cut out perfectly. We're gonna go ahead and eject our mat. And then I'm going to be cutting the base of the smiley face out of that regular foam. So I'm wondering, this is gonna be the real test, because I'm wondering if it's gonna cut it out just as good as this, and y'all can really see what happened here. So I'm gonna remove this entire thing. Just set it to the side for a moment. And then we are going to cut this. Where's my brayer? Okay. Now, if for some reason your mat is not super sticky, make sure you tape your foam down so it's not gonna be moving. Okay, I'm gonna use the same EVA foam setting here. Hit done. And then we're just gonna load this in. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone, everybody. I only need one. So let's just hit cancel. And I'm going to select one that I don't want.
I love this hack, actually.
Yeah, me too. It's so easy. Just hit the 3 dots and hide it. It comes down here. If you accidentally hide something you don't want, click on it and it'll come back.
So Deb, the reason we say the maker wasn't the one, it just was not, we did not have good results with it.
Now,
so.
this morning I did. This with the adhesive back this morning. So I don't know what the deal is. I think it's the foam that we're using. So I know my maker has been getting double duty from me and Mary Catherine. So she's getting
It's also, I mean, it's getting some age on her. I mean, when you're using these machines every day.
Yeah, we are. We're really using
working.
These machines.
I mean, they're being used 3-4 days a week, 2-3 hours a day at minimum. You know?
I'm trying to think. I think I've had one new machine since I've been here, and it was because my housing broke.
Right.
But other than that, they've
One thing I love about Cricut, you know, I love to be the harder person on Cricut, but their customer service has always been really nice to us.
Yeah.
And they don't even know who
video chatted me one day.
Oh, did they?
To help me,
That's
yeah.
so sweet. They don't even know who we are. We just call us like regular people.
Yeah, we don't have a side
Yeah, we
line.
don't have a side hookup, but.
Okay, y'all. Let's see if this cut.
Yeah.
I mean.
Did it cut? Did it cut? Did it cut?
Not it did, but
Oh. It just needed a little something.
I need a little.
Look at that. Cut so
Lauren,
well.
could you go get those emery boards for me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
so
I just have
good.
been dying to try these on
So
this.
good, so
So when your foam, I'm gonna use this mat so you can see. Sometimes the foam will get cut out and it's rigid. I was using sandpaper to smooth it out, but we got these emery boards from the Dollar Tree and I just really want to try them on this because this is the kind of project I would use them on. So Lauren bringing them to me, thanks. Okay, these are from the Dollar Tree. These are called emery boards. They're literally nail files, but they're small, so they're great for crafts.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pull one out. I know some people don't like the sound of filing, but I'm so sorry. This isn't that bad.
Is it working? Is it working?
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, we're just trying to get some of this excess rigidness off. You can also just simply take small scissors and trim around the edges, which I did do that on some of them as well. This is good just for small stuff. This isn't gonna shape your circle to make it look,
Right.
you know what I
right.
mean? It's just barely getting it.
Yeah.
So you can go
So
through there,
funny.
sand all that. Now, let's see if our circle's the right size. Oh, it sure enough is. It is.
Yay!
Go, Lauren.
Go, Lauren.
Okay, so now from here, if you're not using adhesive backed foam, you're gonna need to use hot glue.
Yes.
Okay, but we have adhesive backed foam. So I'm gonna take off this outer ring. And actually, I need to sand this down because look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
And also, if you guys are not in the Canva course, I know a lot of people have been chatting about it. You've got to get in there. Like, there's so many fun things to master with Canva.
We have projects in there that are exclusive.
It's so good. So good. I'm going to give you the last available link to get in for digital design for creatives at the best price. In case you have not went ahead and got in there. We'll get you squared away. So it is so good. We want to get you in and get you started because it is so much fun mastering Canva with us. So it'll be great.
Truly.
So good.
Okay, I'm removing that sticky back and we're gonna stick this on. I was sanding over my white.
That happens. It happens.
Okay. I can't talk or breathe, sorry. You know when you gotta focus.
Gotta stay focused.
This will like come up and go back down if you need it to. It's pretty
Yes,
forgiving,
so
which is
good.
nice. Okay. Ooh. Oh gosh.
You got it.
Okay. So my circle's like a hair. A hair off.
It's okay. No problem.
Yeah. And then you take your little innard pieces. Now, if you really want to line these up, pop your lightning bolts out, put this in, and then take the back off your lightning bolts, stick them down, and you can remove that smiley
Love it.
face. So it lines it up perfectly.
Yes, and we're so excited for you to get your Cricut back out. So good. Donna remastered her business card. Yay!
Oh, good.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Donna has been putting in the work, y'all.
Yes, so good. So good.
Okay. And then you can just pull that up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can layer. You can do the same thing with your smile, but it's so skinny. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this
Right.
personally.
Perfect.
I need to trim. I'm going to take a True Control knife and trim this up here in a minute.
Yeah.
It's looking fuzzy, but honestly kind of giving it like a grungy vibe, which I'm not against. Like in this one, I feel like it's so clean cut. And this one, I'm like, oh, it's a little edgy, a little spiky, you know? And then we've got our words. So we've got girls twice and only twice. Now, the reason we cut them out twice is that's how we get that 3D wooden
Right.
look. So 2 layers is really the best bet.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take one off, and I'm gonna line these up while they're on the mat,
So good.
or while they're on the foam still.
So good.
Okay, and we can use these cutouts as our guide for placing them on the wood sign too, which is really nice. Okay, pull this out. I will say using black is a lot easier to line up than using
Sure.
other colors because you're going to be able to see it a lot more. If you're doing like yellow or white, you're going to be able to see where it separates.
Yeah.
So black is like a good bet, especially if it's your first one.
So good.
Okay, so I'm just popping these out as I go. If you've got any rough edges, you can file them as you go or cut them off with scissors.
Love it.
Yes.
Can you weed off the excess foam to make lining up easier?
Like before I take it off the mat?
Possibly.
I would do it exactly this way. just because everything's right where it needs to be. I don't know. This is just the best method for me. Now, if you feel better doing it a different way, listen, go for it. Okay. And once you get this on a wall, it's going to look like a wood sign. Like it's going to, you cannot tell. You can't even, like in real life, those look like wooden pieces that were cut on a laser to me.
Isn't that crazy? Like it looks like it was cut, it was painted, it was glued, you know what I mean? Like so nice.
It's crazy. Okay. Now we're gonna rinse and repeat, save this. We need it here in a second for our stencil. And you're gonna do the same thing with the only. It may be a little bit easier for you to take the middles of the letters out first and then put that second layer on.
Aw, Bobby says, loving the Canva course. It got me out of my box to go further with my designs with less effort. How crazy is that?
I love
So
that.
good.
That's a
So
testimonial
good.
right there.
Yes, so fun. I'm gonna screenshot that one.
Our ends did not cut. Where is my true control knife? I just had her. Is this it? Nope. Am I looking?
Paint off with it.
Oh. For some reason, the end didn't want to cut. So just take your true control knife and cut it yourself. Neither one of these ends cut. That's why you don't want to do anything super intricate. You can have detail, but just like nothing crazy.
So fun.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I watched a video because after we couldn't do it, I was like, I gotta see if other people are getting it, and like other people would get it on the first time, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why can't we figure this out?
What are we doing?
So I'm so glad we mastered it.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, let us know what projects you guys have been working on.
Absolutely. Listen, I can't believe that we're almost done at 2:35. You guys
you pretty much
impressed?
did 2 full projects,
Pretty much.
right? So fun. And we are really proud of the Cricut for cutting this just because it's foam and it's a little tricky and things like that. It's a little bit different. So yeah, we are very proud and very happy with that process. Yeah, we're really, really happy actually.
I was low-key worried.
For real, for real, for real.
Like, because we did it, but it was like not, you know, not up to par. Not up to our par, but I was like, you
Yes.
can make it work.
I made my own SVGs this week. Congratulations!
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
That is so exciting.
I just be so proud of like making my own design for things,
Heck
you know?
yeah. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Oh, UV resin keychain, so fun! You guys are rocking it this week. That is incredible.
Okay. Oh gosh. Now we've got all of our letters. So what we're gonna do first is put on our smiley face, okay? Now, you need to hot glue this down. If you're not using adhesive back, we're gonna hot glue it down. You can measure this out exactly. I'm just kind of like basing it off of these squares. I need to come this way a little bit. And then you can even base it off of these squares, so it needs to come down a little bit. That's in the middle for me. I'm also gonna clean that smiley face up a little bit more.
I love it.
So I'm not gonna attach it. But hot glue it down or peel off the backing and then sit it down after you figured out the exact placement.
Right.
A lot of times when I'm working on placing on signs, I will mark it, get some tape if I have to remove it to put glue on it and put it back down. So you can put some painter's tape around it so you know, oh, it's gonna sit right in that little area.
Yes.
If you have the perfect spot, and then you can put it back down. And then for the girls section, I'm gonna actually move this back. I'm gonna actually cut this off. This is my little stencil. So I've still got the backing is not sticky for the stencil. I just need to kind of lay it there. And then we're gonna do the same thing for only. So this is just our guideline so that we can make sure everything is straight.
I love this hack. I think if more people need to do this right here.
Yeah, just helpful.
Kathy's doing 15 shirts. Go, Kathy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Love it. Shirt order. Created a vacation itinerary on Canva so my teens and husband stop asking what day we are doing what. Sarah, oh my gosh, I love that.
That's my kind
Did
of
my
woman.
first sublimation t-shirt. Woohoo!
Oh,
congratulations.
exciting. Okay. So I'm lining this up with the top edge of this line of squares going through here. Just make sure it's not too close to the edges. And I'm gonna actually tape this down. Just with little pieces of painter's tape. I'm not doing the adhesive back on this because I don't want it to like potentially peel up my paint. I just want to put a little down so I know it's going to stay. Okay. And then you can start plugging it in.
Look at that.
Looky there.
So fun.
This is totally my vibe. Like this pink and white checkered.
The pink and white checkers are legit.
It's actually giving like Avril Lavigne.
It really is.
You guys know that I was supposed to sing Skater Boy in the talent show.
What year of school?
I was in 6th grade.
6th grade, I knew it.
Or 8th grade? I don't know. I was in middle school for sure.
So funny.
I was obsessed with Avril Lavigne. I ended up not doing it because it was like me and 2 other girls, and then like only 2 of us could do it. I don't know. And then so they did it, and I was like, actually, I'm glad because I would have embarrassed myself because I can't sing.
That's funny.
One time I tried out for talent show, and I performed a dance to Earl Had to Die that I made. I made it up at recess before the day of tryouts, and they would not allow me to perform it because of the song. Yeah.
Rude. You worked hard.
I worked hard creating that routine on the playground in front of everybody.
Yes, you did.
And you know those kids were like hyping me up on the playground. They were like, Alicia's going to go try out with Earl Had to Die. And I was like, yeah. And it was me and another girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we killed it, honestly. But, you know, haters going to hate.
Yep. Period.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So fun.
2 more, y'all. 2 more.
Oh, mixed media today. I'm addicted to MGL. Yay! So fun. So fun. Did my first sublimation t-shirt this week. Go, Lindsay. Just made sun catcher ornaments.
Ooh.
Yay.
Okay, now I'm going to pull up our stencil. Some of it may be caught behind the letters, so just be aware when you're pulling it up. Like this G, for example. There we go.
Such a fun technique.
Yeah. See, it did pull some, oh. That's like the foam sticking to the piece of wood for some reason. But I can scrape that off. I'm gonna clean this up. Listen, I'll post a picture in the Facebook group after I clean it up.
Yeah.
And you guys tell me what you think.
Yes. And if you're not already a member, you gotta get in there. Yeah, the foam piece is trying to stick is not the vibe.
I know, but it's okay.
Crazy.
I
It's
can
fine.
clean it up with some paint.
Yeah, so good, so good. So if you're not already a member, you can join right now using the coupon code FLASH30 just for today, just for the live stream. So go use that code, join the year membership. We'll teach you how to master your Cricut. We have over 60 plus bonus classes you get access to, over 14,000 plus cut files, over 1,000 fonts, commercial use license, and so much more. We're so excited. Kelly did her first screen printing.
Oh,
on some
that's fun.
Tamils. So good, so good.
I remember mine and Lauren's first screen print.
Yep.
We loved it. We were having a time. Okay, there you go. Y'all, I didn't attach my smiley, but you get it.
Yep, that one's so fun.
I mean, it looks like wood. I can't get
Yeah,
over
it
it.
looks so good.
Love it. All right. If you guys have any questions after the if you're watching the replay and you're like, wait, what did she do? Email us hi@makersgonnalearn.com.
Yes.
And they will get them straight to us and we can answer your
Yes,
questions.
come on over. And if you have any
Yes.
questions, like right now, feel free to drop them while we're still live. But if you have questions as you make yours, go ahead and email us, hi@makersgonnalearn.com. A lot of people love to get like try to get customer support on the lives for your account, things like that. What's funny is like, it seems like, oh my gosh, here they are. I should ask them.
Right.
Right? Here's the thing I think most people don't realize. Just to remind anyone, when you need customer care, there's a lot of things I need to know. Our team needs to know your email, what's your email account addressed with your link to your account, not just your name. We have so many members.
Right.
So customer care is the best place to check your account, reset things, double check that. So it's super, super fun. So we've had so much fun. If you haven't joined the sublimation course, we have one. Our year membership is on sale today. And I have that secret link if you need to join Digital Design for Creatives. If you are looking for a class to take this summer, go take full advantage. So
The perfect one for the summer. You're asking me.
yeah, we love digital design because it's like not a lot of supplies needed.
Yeah, it's all digital.
We'll help you decide if you need Canva Pro, how to use it to the best, of its potential.
How to incorporate it into your Cricut use.
Yeah.
Lots of good fun things.
Love it.
Yeah.
Sean says I've been SVGing like crazy because of that Canva course. Ooh.
I love that you called it SVGing.
Yeah,
I love
that.
that.
Is the act. I'm screenshotting that as well. That one's so fun. So we are loving it. It's going to be really, really fun. Let us know what Christmas projects you want to see. If you have any
Yes.
trendy Christmas projects, let us know in the Facebook group. We've got to know what you're
what
up
are y'all
to.
making?
And the font is Premiere.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Paradise.
I think we have a Paradise font,
We probably do.
but it's linked below for you guys.
Yep.
And I'm going to change the link to the foam, so you'll have the sticky back adhesive foam, okay? That way you're buying the right ones.
Yes. It's gonna be awesome. So
All right.
thank you guys so much. We'll see you back here real soon. Join the membership, grab all the links you need, and we'll see you inside the membership in the Facebook group. Bye, guys.
Bye.